If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
It's really messing up with my spring break. What is there to do here other than go to the bars or the beach, and they're closing all of it?
This virus ain't that serious.
I just turned 21 this year, so I'm here to party.
I mean, it sucks, but we're gonna make the best of it.
We're just trying to roll with we're just living for the moment. We're just gonna do what happens when it happens. When stuff closes, we're gonna do it when it closes, but
And look where I'm at now. I'm in LA Live, right across from the Staples Center, but nobody's here. Not a single person is actually present to go to the restaurants, the bars. I mean, the amount of people that are out of work here just in this one location is absolutely insane. Not to mention across the way is the Staples Center, which is where the Kings play, where the Lakers play, and nobody is able to watch the games because sports are shut down as well. How are people gonna survive, of course, when the panic has gotten this extreme? Is there panic on the streets? We'll find out in just a few moments on this special street interview episode of Slightly Offensive with your favorite queer person of color, me, Elijah Schaefer. Of course, against all of the commands of the Los Angeles government and the greater state of California government, we interjected ourselves into the public streets of the city and talked to people about their thoughts on the coronavirus.
I'm from Charleston, South Carolina.
And you're visiting LA.
Yes.
Really inconvenient time to be visiting.
Yes, it is.
We're here from Florida. We planned this back in January, so we didn't assume that the whole coronavirus would really have an effect on our vacation.
We came here to visit and nothing's open, so we're just walking around and everything's closed. The restaurants are closed. It's very weird and different. I'll definitely remember this forever.
we can't go shopping, we can't do exciting things, we can't go to the beach, can't go to the club, bar, nothing. I think it's a lot of hype for no reason. And personally, the coronavirus just pissing me off. You know, like, I can't even, Chanel, we tried to go to Chanel was closed. Like, it's messing up our experience, you know?
Okay, so biology, cognitive science, and then dance. How do you do dance online?
That's what we'll see next quarter. I don't know how.
Just like film yourself on Skype doing some twirls or something?
Probably. Just a little whip, nay.
Little whip and nene. And then your biology, how are they coping with lab components on a college campus because you can't go into the lab, I'm assuming?
At this point, I don't know, but like I think most of the labs we do can maybe be done virtually. Obviously, you can't have a wet lab like with the coronavirus going on, so I don't know. It remains to be seen.
So you guys are out here. What are you guys doing today? You guys out here shopping, just taking a look?
Yeah, just walking around, looking at the stores. Kind of wish something was open, but window shopping without any merchandise in the windows.
So here on Rodeo Drive, we have a store called Isaiah, which is actually closed, according to one of the probably managers of the store. But what's interesting is that even one of the employees, while tying up loose ends for certain clients, of course high-end clients, has still chosen to wear a face mask and gloves while putting the things together. That shows you the kind of precautions people are taking out here in Los Angeles just to avoid contact with anyone who might be infected with the coronavirus. So apparently not everybody's staying indoors. But there was one Los Angelino, yes, that's what we call them, people who live in Los Angeles, who went through a unique procedure in order to protect herself from the pandemic.
What I did personally to help my immune system, I did a treatment. I did 30 million stem cells transplanted via IV into my body. 30 million.
God's coming down on it because of all of, not venereal disease, but AIDS.
Basically, I have 30 million more stem cells than a regular human, and they're reproducing faster because they're from umbilical cord.
Does Tom Hanks have AIDS?
I don't think he has AIDS.
So our stem cells at my age, they reproduce every 48 hours, maybe 72 hours. The cells that I have, they keep reproducing faster and faster and faster. So I have 30 million more soldiers to fight whatever virus and disease is coming to my system and also regenerate whatever is going down.
Well, if you don't have $6,000 to inject yourself with the stem cells of fetus umbilical cords, you might, of course, just be staying indoors, keeping away from your job, and trying to practice social distancing. But of course, these practices have major financial effects. So we talked to some people about the way that their finances are being hurt by the lockdown. Has the coronavirus affected you financially in any way?
Yes, I have lost money on the stock market. Yes, all the stock market came down, so I lost money on the stock market. But wait, listen, when millionaires are made in crisis, so everybody that is watching this is the right time to invest in the stock market right now because you can make a lot of money.
If money is not coming and going, then I think there's going to be a recession and it's going to hit hard on people.
You need to learn to take advantage of the situation. You know, everybody's pulling money out right now because they are in fear. And fear is what causes this problem. People just need to chill. This virus only killed 6,000 people, and H1N1 killed, 60 million were infected. And we didn't even heard about H1N1 when Obama was there. The media is putting so much pressure, and I think it's because there's a plan behind all this.
I specifically work within aviation, so it's affected my career, my job a lot, my industry a lot. So yeah, I'm kind of worried to see what domestically will happen as far as whenever it comes to travel, just because I've seen personal effects within aviation, and then internationally they've already put a lot of limitations on what could go on. So yeah, hopefully things get better, but like I said, at least within aviation, it seems like there's a lot of panic. I don't want to say panic, but there's just a lot of precaution going on because the aviation industry and the airline industry as a whole kind of has a responsibility to the public to make sure that they're doing what's in the best interest of everyone. So like, for instance, Delta just grounded 300 planes.
You know, it really is tough to hear people hurting financially in the midst of one of the greatest economies that the country had ever seen. The financial markets have begun to crash. Companies are closing down. Even airlines are grounding their fleet. But leave it up to none other than the luxury goods companies of Beverly Hills to tell you that while you can't afford to pay your electricity, you can still buy their handbags. So we're here out in front of Gucci, and a lot of these signs are posted in front of businesses here on Rodeo, and it says our top priority is the health and well-being of our employees, clients, and communities. So you can't buy your overpriced handbags in person, but if you want to waste your money on the most ugly sandals that money can buy, the ones, you know ones I'm talking about, the ones that just let people know that you're a douchebag? Yeah, those ones. There are stores that are so expensive here, I've never even heard of them. I mean, rich people are so rich, they don't even need to use proper vowels. Salvatore Ferragamo Bulgari? I don't know what that even is. Origami paper, Salvatorial origami, however you pronounce I don't even know how to pronounce the brands. I don't even know if I'm rich enough to touch the door handle. F off, seriously. So we're standing right here. I'm sure you're familiar at Staples Center. This is where the Lakers play. This is where the Kings play. This is usually one of the most crowded places. This is LA Live right here. And there's not a lot of people here. Do you think it's kind of weird being in one of the most populated cities in the entire country and it being sort of like a ghost town?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we came here I'm from like the Miami area, and yeah, it blows my mind. We were just talking about it now, how there's no one around. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see the effect it's having on everything, especially on people being outdoors and just kind of seeing what everyone's going to do.
Right now, everybody's living in fear, and it's justifiable. However, I think hopefully everything subsides and, you know what, go back to normal.
I saw that the players from the NBA were catching the virus. I was watching the game. They said they're going to shut the season down.
Sports brings everybody together. It's a way of distraction from everything that is going on around the world, and especially, with basketball, with the NBA, like with the Lakers doing well this year, I hate to see it being cut short if, this postponement of the NBA and sports in general shuts down. Who knows?
Does it trip you out a little bit seeing how empty it is out here in front of the Staples Center? Like, is it kind of a shocker?
Yeah, I mean, even in the city in general, it's like literally a ghost town.
Trump should actually do the shutdown immediately, at least for 15 days. That's the way China controls it.
Do you think that Trump's response is justified? Do you think what he's doing is actually good, or do you think he could do more?
Well, actually, if you see all the statement that he has been saying since January, the virus is under control. There's nothing to worry about. The economy is strong. Well, the results are completely different. So I think we can be our own judges and see that the economy is going down, that all the markets are going down, but also have a theory. I have a theory that the economy was going down even before, and the coronavirus came into the right place, so we can just put a seal, the coronavirus made the economy crash.
Okay, so the economy doing better under Trump is actually because of Obama's policies. But then when it crashes under Trump, now it's Trump's fault. Yeah, I don't think so. Not to mention the media continually accuses Trump of being racist by calling the virus the China virus, or as I call it, the Wuhan flu.
Because you're starting to hear the Republicans, especially Trump calling it the Wuhan or the Chinese coronavirus.
It's going to come across to a lot of Americans as smacking of xenophobia.
But after all, it was them who invented that very phrase back in early January.
The Wuhan coronavirus.
The Wuhan virus.
The Wuhan coronavirus.
The Wuhan coronavirus.
The Wuhan coronavirus.
The Wuhan coronavirus in China.
Wuhan coronavirus.
Tying coronavirus to China and Chinese people isn't just a racist dog whistle. It's a whole racist orchestra.
Saying that Donald Trump is responsible for the China virus's effect on our economy is probably saying a bit much. But I can say one thing, if there's anybody in this country who could probably get us out of a situation like this, there's only one name I can think of, and you know what that is. So because Trump can't catch a break, obviously, it brings up the interesting question. If the Muslim ban, as the left likes to call it, was racist against Muslims, even though it didn't even block out the predominantly Muslim countries. And then, of course, we talk about the wall being racist at the southern border and limiting immigration from the south. That makes him an absolute xenophobe. Then what do you call Trump when he puts a travel ban on Canada, or the entire Western Europe, excluding the UK? Is Trump now racist against white people? Trump was the one who actually put the travel ban against China over 30 days ago, with people like Biden calling his move xenophobic. Imagine if Trump had actually listened to the Democrats here and not put that travel ban in place. Point being, travel bans work. But when Trump does it, even if it saves lives, apparently students can't agree. So I know that Trump put the travel ban on China over 30 days ago and the Democrats resisted it. Actually, Chuck Schumer called it, and Joe Biden, they called it xenophobic, racist. They tried to stop him from putting the travel ban on. But of course, if he didn't take that measure, we could be in a lot bigger of an issue. Do you think that that was a good move on him to put the travel ban, or what do you think about that yourself?
I don't know much about that travel ban because, I know people were still able, it wasn't very strict. People were still able to come in and out of China.
Well, the patient zeros here were mostly, I know we had one was from Italy. I think the one in Washington was from Italy, and another one was from Europe as well. I think we had one from the Philippines, but I know that they locked down Chinese flights from specific regions that were infected very early on. So it doesn't seem to really be like anybody in the government might have known what they were doing, right? Because the Democrats try to stop that. And imagine if we would have actually stopped the travel ban, it could have been a lot worse.
I think that's a lot more complicated than it may seem. Because also, if some, patient zero was from Italy, then that would require a travel ban from China to Italy, which we don't have any control over. So. You
know, we put the travel ban on Europe, though, too. Mm-hmm. So we are kind of locked down travel from everywhere. They might even stop interstate travel, too.
The problem now is, it's here.
What are we going to do to, stop it here?
It's already here.
Yeah.
So, a travel ban at this point is, okay, great, but, a little, too little, too late.
I want to end this video by saying if you bought more toilet paper than you needed, probably unsubscribe from this channel because this is not for you. We are Americans. We are people who look out for each other. And in fact, right now, we're not only just allies of the people who are militarily advantageous to us, we need to be allies with the rest of the world. Of course, except for one country in all of this, China. China is the enemy of the United States, and if there's one thing we've learned, whether they were lying in the beginning about the seriousness of this threat, or they've continued to lie and say that this virus was started by the American military. If they would have said the CIA, by the way, I probably would have believed them, but the military, China, come on. You know who you're talking to? We realize that China is not for our people or of our people. And this globalist agenda to link ourselves to that country is not only dangerous economically, but it's dangerous for the health and the safety of our own people. I am against globalization. I am for nationalism and for bringing back our troops, continuing to strengthen our borders, bolstering our economy with what is American made, and living for and under the greatest flag that has ever seen the skies of this world. My name is Elijah Schaefer. I'm your favorite queer person of color here as a special episode of Slightly Offensive. Thank you so much for always watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to keep independent media and journalism alive. Have a great rest of the day. As always, may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.